This is the 2023 CBJ Cup Semi-Finals presented by the Ohio Media School and Score on Air. My name is Zach Rio, and right now we'd like to send a quick message from my producer Adam Dell.
Oh, I just wanted to hop on and welcome everybody into watching the CBJ Cup Semi-Finals here on Score on Air. For those who have watched us before, we've done hockey for about the last 3 to 4 years with Score on Air. And for those who do not know, I have been the program director for about 5 years there, and we've done some great things and very happy about everything. However, we have also extended our reach past Score on Air, and you will see the company Yamo Media out in the field and on Twitter and everything doing these games as well. So I just want to do a quick explanation of what that is. Yamo Media is essentially the next level from Ohio Media School and Score on Air. It's made up pretty much primarily of alumni from Ohio Media School and people who have gone through the Score on Air program. They are trying to take what we do at Score on Air and take it to the next level. So this game today is a student broadcast, pretty much done entirely by students. And then tomorrow's game, the CBJ Cup Finals, will actually be on the Yamo Media Columbus YouTube page. And you'll be able to watch that game live starting at 4:20. Very excited to announce that we'll have the voice of the Blue Jackets, Bob McElligott, joining us for that game. He's done some work with Score on Air in the past, and he's coming out to do that game with us tomorrow. So, and then another note on that, we planned to do the UA Berlin game a couple of weeks ago. We got up to the Chiller North, and unfortunately, with it being on Rink 3, we were not able to do so, so we wanted to apologize for that. But we just wanted to do a quick message before this game started, and we're going to pause now for the national anthem. So welcome back. We're about to get started with the puck drop here. Just a quick little preview of this game. Berlin, the CBJ Cup champions from last year, kind of came out of nowhere last year and really took everyone by storm and upset Liberty in the CBJ Cup Finals last year. They fell to St. Charles in the district tournament, but this team has really played well. They actually beat UA. Even though the standings have UA ahead of them, they tied Upper Arlington and then beat them a couple weeks later. Here at the Ice House. So Berlin's really come along. Zach, what are you looking forward to in this game?
You know, Berlin has come along, and I'm looking forward to see if they can take that next step and repeat as the CBJ Cup champions. They beat fellow Olentangy High School, the Braves, 10-2 just yesterday. And as we get ready for this face-off, I think this is going to be a really closely contested match. Coffman has a great pedigree, and they obviously have kids that can play, so let's see what happens here.
And for those who have followed the bracket, big surprise that Coffman actually made it to this game. They pulled off the upset against Upper Arlington, the two-time defending district champions, and one of the powerhouses here in Central Ohio. So big kudos to Coffman. They've really come a long way this year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They have under first coach Dave Knox. First-year coach Dave Knox taking over from former coach Jeff Kerr, and they've been able to keep some good momentum. They have a young man by the name of Joe Shevitz, who is a 20-20 guy. He'll be wearing number 20 today, actually, taking the current face-off. And also senior captain Aiden Magyar is somebody definitely else that we're also watching on today. Berlin counters with a couple kids of their own that hold true. There's Captain, Chris Brennan, number 57. He is the leader and the shot. He is the leader, said by coaches and players. They also have a young man by the name of Miles Edchin, who has 20 goals and 23 assists on the year. So he's a small, tenacious forward that can make some trouble. Berlin dumps the puck in. Actually, forces a blocker save out of the goalie of Coffman, and plays whistle dead. It is whistled out of play.
I'm interested to see how Coffman comes into this game. After, again, upsetting the UA the other day, and now that you can see the big golden bear directly behind the face-off right now. I believe earlier you could see Brady Hadcold down on the corner, but I do not see him anymore. Coffman kind of has that team that has nothing to lose, and that's always a dangerous team when it comes to tournament time.
Yes, certainly is. Everybody loves the Cinderella. And, you know, Coffman's no slouch. They have a history. They've won 4 CBJ Cups, actually, in the history of the CBJ Cup. And their last, second only to Dublin Jerome, who has a staggering 9 CBJ Cup championships to their name. So definitely looking for a more closely contested game today. And certainly both of these teams will want to take a shot at Liberty. You always want to take on the biggest and the best, prove your worth, and both these teams will certainly be wanting to move on in the next round.
And seeing Berlin this year, I feel like there's still a little bit of a bad taste in their mouth from last year in the district tournament. So I think they're coming out. You know, this is a great warm-up. They're going to take it to Liberty, but we saw Liberty a little bit earlier. They are something this year.
Beatty dances into the middle of the ice there and forces a save out of Kai Nelson, the goalie of Berlin. He has got a lot of praise from players, coaches, and fans alike. Absolutely.
When we talked to Coach Pennington earlier in the season, he said that he's the 99% starter. He's one of the leaders of this team.
Face-off is won and dumped along the boards by Berlin. Berlin dumps it up. It's intercepted by number 11 of Coffman. It's dumped back up along the boards and takes chase. Number 5 of Berlin. That is Miles Edchin. The player I told you to watch. He centers the puck. 82 shot. Save.
Nice save there.
The Dublin goalie. Chased up, tries to bring it along, and it is kept in the zone by Berlin. Berlin, the puck is jumping around. He dumps it in, and it takes in the corner. Takes chase. Looks like Edchin, Carter Hebert, another young man on this Berlin team, is the one playing with it in the corner and is able to keep possession for Berlin. It's taken by number 8 and played out. That is Echelle.
Coffman's really been kind of taking it to him so far this game.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely, when you're the underdog, you have to come out with that underdog mentality where you cannot wait until the other team to strike first. You need to put them on the back of their heels, and they'll be looking to do so. Right now, just kind of a cagey affair. The puck getting bounced around. Puck is played into the center. It's picked up by number 6, who dumps it in. That's Magyar, senior captain. A little bit of trouble back there for Kai Nelson, the goalie, but he gets out of trouble, and it's fed forward for Berlin, who Miles Edchin takes it along the right side. Fights off his man, centers the puck, and the puck is covered by the Dublin Coffman goalie.
All right, we're going to go get the name of the goalie there for Coffman, and we do not have him on the roster, so we're going to try and make sure we have that name correct. The numbers do not match the roster we have, so we want to make sure we get that. Face-off drops back into the Berlin zone. Coffman coming around the back of the net. So that is Alec O'Sullivan, who is in net for the Dublin Coffman Shamrocks. Coffman's doing a great job keeping it in the zone on this attack right now. I've spent a little bit more time on the Berlin side than I was expecting so far at the beginning of this game.
You know, we saw the same thing in that game earlier. St. Charles came out on the front foot, and they were able to keep some pressure on. But this isn't Berlin's not quite Liberty, even though they would strive to be. So it's not going to be such an easy task here. I think this Coffman team has come in off this win motivated and ready to play. Puck is dancing in front of the goal. It's picked up by number 20. Tries to send it through his legs in front of the net, although it's picked up at the blue line by Berlin. Shot in, screen, doesn't hit the net. Number 19 of Berlin picks it up. That's Charlie Lehigh. Yeah. Charlie Lehigh. Okay, David Beatty finds himself with free space in the middle of the ice, but is pushed off the puck by number 20, Zach Patton. Good work by Patton. Just take him up in the center of the ice there.
Absolutely, he got that breakaway, made himself big, blocked the net. Great defense there.
Number 8, a shell with a shot that comes off the boards and forces Kai Nelson to poke away. Zach Patton picks it up and tries to play it forward. Berlin decides to keep it in their zone. Played by Cade Mascari. He's played ahead, and Mascari looking to pick it up all alone against the boards on the other side. Oh, cannot find the puck, and it just whistles dead for ice. So far, what are you seeing, Adam? What do you think?
I'm seeing it feels like there's a lot of feeling out for each other right now. These two teams, I'll have to double check their records from earlier, but these two teams have definitely met so far this season. We'll get some of those results here in a little bit. But it's been a little bit of a feeling out so far.
Definitely.
Nice.
Quick shot off the faceoff by Aiden Magar, and it goes wide of the net. But Dublin Coffman definitely looking to be that first aggressor and get that first goal. Michelle. Go ahead. So Dublin Coffman looking to keep it in. It's picked up by number 27 of Berlin, Zach Rogers, and he plays it out for another icing. So it's 2 icings in less than a minute here. There's 9 minutes and 31 seconds left here in the first period, and this is the CBJ Cup Semi-Finals presented by Ohio Media School and Score on Air.
Absolutely, and the beautiful thing about tournament time is it's not always who had the best season. It's about the team who gets hot at the right time. We saw a couple years ago, back in 2019-2020 season, New Albany kind of came out of nowhere and won the district finals. Unfortunately, COVID won the state championship that year. So, yeah.
Okay, off the faceoff again. Coffman finding the puck in the middle of the zone, or right in front of the net. Unable to keep the puck in the zone, and Edson takes chase. This Edson's a quick little kid. Beatty decides to come back, plays two-way hockey, finds the puck, gives it up, center pass, Edson shot, blocked, and the bodies are flying. That's high school hockey for you. Berlin holds it at the blue line, shot on goal, shot, oh, and Edson is able to put home a rebound for the first goal of the game at the 9:02 mark in the first period.
Coffman has been living dangerously. They've had a few of those putts out in front of the net a few times this game. They were finally able to bury it there.
Yeah, and Edson is he's a young kid, and like I said, 20 goals, 23 assists heading into this.
Only a sophomore.
Only a sophomore. I've seen a lot of young these teams that seem to be building for the future. They have that type of depth. Sophomores going all the way down. But here we are for the center faceoff. It's going to be Brennan facing off against Coffman's. So, puck is played into the center. Beatty plays it on to Ishel. Excuse me. Brady Magyar. So, Brady Magyar and Aiden Magyar are brothers. They go on the face-off on the right side of the circle. And it's played to the front of the net, and Kai Nelson has to make a lunge to keep it covered. So Shamrock still finding danger off that face-off in the Berlin zone. Looking to take advantage of maybe the size disadvantage or advantage that they may have over this Berlin squad. Berlin short and quick. Coffman's a little bigger, so they want to use that length. Face-off won by Coffman, played up to the blue line. Little wrist shot in, and again covered by Kai Nelson. 8 minutes and 32 seconds left in the first period. 1-0. Olentangy Berlin. Lehigh and Mascari come back on the ice along with number 70 Richie Michaels, number 9 Magyar, and Ashel playing as the defensive pairing for Dublin. It's brought in by Berlin, centered, and fought for along the boards. Richards comes out of it, comes off the glove, and almost falls in the net. We saw a goal like that earlier come from Jack Hamilton. Richie Michaels, excuse me, said Richards. Mascari taking the face-off for Berlin. Face-off won by Berlin, dumped in behind the puck, and dumped up by Dublin Coffman. Centered puck, Lehigh takes it, misses it, and it's picked up by Berlin after all. Played in, Coffman picks it up, Gets it out of their zone. Berlin will take it back to reset. It's picked up by number 20, Zach Patton. He's a captain. Played up, turnover, shot, save. That was a good opportunity there for Dublin Coffman to get the puck in the center ice. That was a danger zone. Another hard shot and another rebound off, keeping it in the zone, keeping it dangerous. Berlin wants to desperately get it out of their zone, but they're having a hard time getting anything going and stringing together some passes here. Coffman doing a good job keeping the pressure on, and Coffman holding the puck. Getting into the center, keep it in the zone. Unable to keep it in the zone, Coffman dumps it in. Berlin will get a chance to reset as both teams, as Berlin looks to change. Brennan back on the ice. Puck is played by Joe Shevitz. Puck is played back to Joe Shevitz, who's missed it, and ends up bouncing around. Brought into the offensive zone by Miles Edson. Attempts a centering pass. Nobody home. Picked up by Coffman. Coffman turned on the Jets a little bit. Walking in. Unable to beat a man one-on-one, and it goes back the other way. Edson picks it up on the left side. Walks it in to wrist shot on goal. Save by O'Sullivan. Alec O'Sullivan. 6 minutes and 34 seconds left here in the first period. 1-0 Olentangy Liberty.
Berlin. We just saw Liberty a few moments ago.
Excuse me.
Liberty scored 8 goals and was able to knock off St. Charles. And then
speaking of goals, Berlin with a goal going up 2-0. It looks like the Olentangy schools brought their goals today. That goal was again by Miles Edson. So that is his second goal and as many goals, and he's looking at a hat trick as well.
It's interesting. This could be the year that we finally see the shift. It's St. Charles and Upper Arlington have kind of been the two main contenders. Not saying Berlin and Liberty haven't had good seasons the last few years, but in terms of the state tournament, the CBJ Cup Finals the last couple of years, it's been a lot of St. Charles and Upper Arlington. So this might be the year that Olentangy finally takes that leap and takes over as the leading region here in Columbus.
I think it's been a long time coming, and I'm sure the Braves will be being the first Olentangy school. We'll be a little jealous of some of the victories of their neighbors. But hey, you know what? It makes you get better, and you want to get better. But the power does seem to be shifting to Olentangy. Widespread changes here on both sides as Joe Shevitz looks to take the face-off against Richie Michaels here to the left side of goalie Kai Nelson. Face-off is won by Berlin, and they hold possession. It's played up along the boards, fighting for it along the boards, and comes out with the Joe Shevitz wrist shot, save Nelson. Oh, still in front of the goal, and played out by Berlin. Picked up by number 9, Auchel. Excuse me. 8 is Eichel, 9 is Magyar, brought in by Berlin, number 27, holds the puck, keeps the puck, takes it back, and centers the puck, and it's covered by O'Connell. Number 27, Zach Rogers doing some good solo work there to keep the puck in.
I feel like first little bit was just getting a little bit of feeling out, and Berlin seems to be. The ice has certainly shifted towards Coffman at this point.
Yep, Berlin they're quick. They're very quick, and I think they're using some of that quickness to their advantage. Berlin centers, shot, blocks, ends up back at the stick, and it's played up along the boards. Berlin retains possession, played on to 44, that's McDaniels. McDaniels, shot, blocked, screen, and nobody home. Berlin keeps possession, turnover by Edson, and number 11 of the Shamrocks holds on to it. He's able to hold on to it. Puck is at the center of the ice, attempts to dump it in, and man, Coffman having a hard time keeping possession right now. Those are active stiffs by Berlin.
There's been a few sloppy mistakes of just some missed passes. They've got to clean that up if they're going to play with Berlin.
Yes, sir. Parker McDaniels, another defenseman of this well-coached defensive team in Berlin, who only gave up 68 goals in the season. That's second least in the entire CHC. Brought into the center of the ice by Coffman. Wrist shot saved by Nelson. Rebound behind the net. McDaniels fighting for it. And Kai Nelson has to cover.
That was a nice little attack there. Kai Nelson had a nice little blocker save there. Yeah.
It's not as though like Dublin's isn't trying. They are getting opportunities.
Oh, absolutely.
And I believe if they keep this up, one of these goals has to kind of pop in.
It's the most famous saying, 2-0 is the most dangerous lead in hockey.
That's right. That's right. Puck shot way overhead, and a little dump and chase there by Berlin, trying to catch the Shamrocks off guard. Held on, wrist shot, just kind of patted away there by O'Connell. Puck is behind the Dublin net. Berlin has it. It's Richie Michaels, drops it off to number 20. Ooh, bouncing puck. Good concentration. And Dublin, puck is still loose. And finally, Alec O'Connell is able to get the puck covered. You're right. Dublin having a really hard time clearing the garbage out from in front of the net.
That was a great job by O'Connell there. There's about 2 or 3 times Berlin, if they could have gotten connected with the puck, that would have been a goal. Good defense by Coffman to shut down that net, and O'Connell to cover it as soon as he could. I think he had it covered and it slipped out, but that was a great save there by O'Connell.
Looks like Rogers was too late to come out for the face-off, so Hebert will take the face-off. And Hebert did not look comfortable taking that face-off and lost the face-off. And Dublin will bring it into the Berlin zone. Brought in by senior Aiden Magar, who loses the puck but fights valiantly for it and ends up back in Berlin's possession. It looks like Bernino brought it in. Bernino. And it's held, and they're fighting for it in the corner. Puck is loose. Dublin Coffman comes out with it, and it's brought up the ice by number 3, Bellamy. Bellamy keeps hold on to the puck. There's a guy in the center of the ice. He elects not to pass it, puts it back to the top of the blue line. Wrist shot in, nobody home, blocked out. Still loose. Dublin Coffman brings it around the back of the ice. Centers, nobody home. Picked up by number 9, on goal, and doesn't hit net.
Berlin is doing a great job of blocking off almost every avenue to the net. As soon as they get into the zone, there's about 2-3 people. Getting it through there is going to be very difficult for the Rots.
Puck played in by Eschel, held on. Takes a little tumble there and isn't able to hold possession. Berlin holds on and moves it into the Dublin zone. It's picked up by Mascari, who dumps it in, chases, beats his man to the puck, gets it centered, easy goal.
That was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, there was no doubt about that. Mascari dumped the puck, beat his man, back into the center of the ice. That was a one-timer.
He didn't just beat him. He dumped it. He went completely around him. Did a wonderful, I'm not sure if he looked, just a nice little no-look pass right out to the front of the net, set up that one-timer. Fantastic job by the Berlin Bears there.
Yeah, that's the type of goal. If you're giving up those goals, Dublin's in for a hard day, because that is a hustle goal. That was one guy not doing his job and the other guy doing his job perfectly.
That absolutely, you hit it right on the head.
Looks like Berlin had another issue here with too many guys on the ice for a face-off. Maybe a communication error to watch. Hebert shoots it off. It's dumped in around the boards. And once again, Dublin Coffman beaten to the puck by a Morrison H's Berlin squad. Picked up by number 27. Shot on goal. Rebound. Goal. Another goal by Berlin. That's 2 goals in less than a minute. And there's 2 minutes and 20 seconds left this first period with a 4-0 goal.
And that's a hat trick, it looks like.
Was that a first period hat trick from, first period hat trick from Miles Edgson. Well, take a bow, son. You don't get too many of those.
Just a fantastic start from Berlin. After a little bit of a feeling out for the first few minutes, Berlin has completely taken over this game, and just never say it's over, especially in the first period. But
and you hate to see it. This goalie is starting to get shook, I think, with some of these rebounds. And I don't know if it's him or his defense, but they're not helping him out very much. These rebounds are juicy, and the Bears are hungry. Mascari brings it in with speed. Look at the center, look at a pass, shoots backhand, save. Nice blocker save, another rebound. And O'Connell is able to get the cover on it. But that puck was just floating around out there again.
Still had a really, really nice hit save on that, was able to cover it. It's the only way you're going to get back to this game. You got to make those saves. You're going to have to pull some great saves out of your butt, too, at this point. Just some offense going. But Berlin's starting to get their feet going, and we'll see how this goes.
Shot on goal. Glove save by O'Connell. Shot was by number 20, Zach Patton.
So just a reminder, the game tomorrow, which will air at 4:30. Coverage will begin at 4:20 live with Bob McDelegate and Ryan Dietrich on the call. That game will be on Yamo Media Columbus's YouTube page.
Shot on goal, big rebound.
You can also watch it on YamoMedia.com.
Berlin is able to put it in. Another huge rebound. Sorry, Adam.
No, you're fine.
Another huge rebound, and the frustration already showing from the Shamrocks. Captain David Beatty smacking his stick against the glass and kind of skating off with bad body language.
So that's 5 first period goals for the Berlin Bears. All signs pointing to them taking on Liberty later on tomorrow. Again, that game will be at 4:30 on Yamo Media at Columbus. Again, this game's not over yet. It's the first period. But Coffman's got to really step it up if they want to compete with this Berlin Bears team.
Yeah, they definitely don't want to get they don't want to get laughed out of the building right now. That's for sure. Center and puck, big rebound, nice save. Connell came up huge there, but again, right off the faceoff, the Bears were able to just generate a ton of pressure. Got a nice open goal. Coffman walking in, shot saved by Nelson. Good response by Coffman there to at least get a shot on goal and show them that they're still in the game. Nice big hit here on the side. 2 bodies went flying. Both boys felt that one. But Berlin continues to work it in, tries to back into center. Itcha picks it up. And the puck is deflected out of play. And he was looking for goal number 4 in this first period. 1 minute and 12 seconds to go here in the first period. 5-0 Olentangy Berlin over Dublin Coffman. And this is the CBJ Cup Semi-Finals being presented by Ohio Media School and Score On Air. Face-off won and passed off to McDaniels, who passes it over to his defensive mate. And the puck is attempted to be played out by Dublin, but it's kept in by Berlin here. Centering pass, goal tap-in. That's a goal by 20.
It looked like number 22, Braden Barino, but
it was number 22,
yeah, Braden Barino.
And Braden Barino and Cade Mascari have been just giving this right side or the left side of this Dublin Coffman defense fits. They've just skated in on will, it seems like.
So what do you say to your team if you're Coach Knotts at the intermission?
Well, you say, how long does it take to score a goal? And you say less than a second, and then you count how many seconds you have in the next 2 periods.
Oh, what movie is this? Is that Miracle?
That's D3 Mikey Ducks.
D3,
That's
I
Coach
knew it
O'Ryan.
was, yes.
It's Coach O'Ryan. Here we have Dave Knox, and then the coach of the Berlin Bears, Coach Tim Pennington. We want to make sure that he gets his flowers as well. We're coming up on 30 seconds left here in the first period. Under 30 seconds down in the first period. 6-0 Berlin over Coffman. Coffman shows a fight. He gets a turnover. Pass. Nobody home. 3 centers. Blocked off by Berlin. Berlin showing how his active sticks it after bodies. Comes up to Magyar. Magyar floats one on goal and an easy glove save by Nelson. He's going to have to definitely come in with some fire. He's going to have to tell his boys to be disciplined, though. That it's going to be a long trip. 6-0 is only 1 period. You can score 6. They scored 6 goals in a period. You guys can do it too. Or maybe just 1 goal at a time here.
Right.
Face-off is won. Blocked. We'll go back into the Dublin Coffman zone. Coming up on 5 seconds here. He plays it out. And that will take us to the end of the first period here at the Ice House. 6-0 Olentangy Berlin over Dublin Coffman. I'm Zach Rio. This is Adam Dell, and this is the 2003 CBJ Cup Semi-Finals presented by Ohio Media School and Score On Air.
If you've ever dreamed of a career in the sports production industry, your dream could come true. The Ohio Media School is enrolling their next sports emphasis class soon. You'll learn about all the different aspects of what goes into the broadcast that you watch or listen to. Go from behind the scenes to the front of the camera. You'll also get hands-on opportunities to practice your skills through the Score On Air network. Call the Ohio Media School at 614-655-5250 or visit beonair.com/Columbus.
An unlimited connection to others, and a platform for you. Social media is where you can thrive. If you have a passion for media, either on camera or behind the scenes, Ohio Media School can change your life in just 8 short months. Learn from the pros and get the skills you need. Start creating engaging social media content about what you want. You can get paid to create. It starts by visiting beonair.com. Call Ohio Media School Columbus at 614-723-9675.
My name's Julian Jackson, and I came to the Ohio Media School in January of 2021 with a dream to go into broadcasting. My experience included intermission reports for OHSAA hockey and a lot of the teams in Central Ohio area. I was contracted to do track and field through NFHS. There was not a call that I didn't answer to be on air. And saying yes was my key to success. My experience there after my graduation from the Ohio Media School opened many doors for me. One of those doors happened to be the Big Noon Kickoff Show with Fox Sports. Started off as a runner, looking to continue doing everything that I'm doing, and now I'll be going back to work the NFC Championship. Not only that, I've had calls with WNKO and WHTH of Newark. I was running play-by-play and color commentary for their game of the week, Friday Night Football, and there wasn't a team in that county I didn't cover. I saw multiple teams on multiple occasions, made new contacts, made new friends, new partners, and new relationships with people that I know are going to be long-lasting, because it's not just what you can do, it truly is who you know. If you come in and you want to leave on time and you want to get there on time, it's not going to be the place for you. You're going to have to take sacrifices, and sometimes you're going to have to sit back and say, you know what, I have to get this done. And not just done, but finished. Networking is a very important part of your experience. You don't find every day instructors like the voice of the Columbus Blue Jackets, Bob McGillicuddy. You don't find guys who've worked inside of the production trucks for large broadcasts like Adam Dell. The experience of the instructors here is top tier. If you decide that you do want to start a program at the Ohio Media School, don't beat around the bush. Go all in. Be all in. You've got to invest it. You've got to lose weekends. You've got to lose time with friends. You've got to miss weddings. There's all sort of events that I had to say no to, and then after that 6 months, I was able to do it again. But for 6 months straight, it's a commitment that you're going to remember forever.
One of the coolest parts of my life is learning from Bob McGillicuddy, and getting, especially with commentary, getting to learn the little ins and outs and getting to commentate games with him. It was just some of the coolest experiences of my life.
Broadcasting the ASWA shows gave me the opportunity to experience what it's like and gave me the confidence to start my own business and basically do it myself.
I would say some of my favorite moments in emphasis were the basketball tournament games. They're just such a different environment to high school basketball, especially in the tournament. You know, you're always playing for love of the game, but you love it a little bit more.
My experience in the Sports Emphasis program was something that was essential to me. We got to do in a live broadcast. We've done it all. We did football, basketball, baseball, and from anything from commentary to behind the scenes to just running the scoreboard. We just did it all. Any kind of value in production you could possibly have, we did it, and that was just so essential to where I'm at now.
If you've ever dreamed of a career in the sports production industry, your dream could come true. The Ohio Media School is enrolling their next sports emphasis class soon. You'll learn about all the different aspects of what goes into the broadcast that you watch or listen to. Go from behind the scenes to the front of the camera. You'll also get hands-on opportunities to practice your skills through the Score On Air network. Call the Ohio Media School at 614-655-5250 or visit beonair.com/Columbus.
An unlimited connection to others, and a platform for you. Social media is where you can thrive. If you have a passion for media, either on camera or behind the scenes, Ohio Media School can change your life in just 8 short months. Learn from the pros and get the skills you need. Start creating engaging social media content about what you want. You can get paid to create. It starts by visiting beonair.com. Call Ohio Media School Columbus at 614-723-9675.
My name's Julian Jackson, and I came to the Ohio Media School in January of 2021 with a dream to go into broadcasting. My experience included intermission reports for OHSAA hockey and a lot of the teams in Central Ohio area. I was contracted to do track and field through NFHS. There was not a call that I didn't answer to be on air. And saying yes was my key to success. My experience there after my graduation from the Ohio Media School opened many doors for me. One of those doors happened to be the Big Noon Kickoff Show with Fox Sports. Started off as a runner, looking to continue doing everything that I'm doing, and now I'll be going back to work the NFC Championship. Not only that, I've had calls with WNKO and WHTH of Newark. I was running play-by-play and color commentary for their game of the week, Friday Night Football, and there wasn't a team in that county I didn't cover. I saw multiple teams on multiple occasions, made new contacts, made new friends, new partners, and new relationships with people that I know are going to be long-lasting, because it's not just what you can do, it truly is who you know. If you come in and you want to leave on time and you want to get there on time, it's not going to be the place for you. You're going to have to take sacrifices, and sometimes you're going to have to sit back and say, you know what, I have to get this done. And not just done, but finished. Networking is a very important part of your experience. You don't find every day instructors like the voice of the Columbus Blue Jackets, Bob McElligott. You don't find guys who've worked inside of the production trucks for large broadcasts like Adam Dell. The experience of the instructors here is top tier. If you decide that you do want to start a program at the Ohio Media School, don't beat around the bush. Go all in. Be all in. You've got to invest it. You've got to lose weekends. You've got to lose time with friends. You've got to miss weddings. There's all sort of events that I had to say no to, and then after that 6 months, I was able to do it again. But for 6 months straight, it's a commitment that you're going to remember forever.
One of the coolest parts of my life is learning from Bob McElligott, and getting, especially with commentary, getting to learn the little ins and outs and getting to commentate games with him. It was just some of the coolest experiences of my life.
Broadcasting the ASWA shows gave me the opportunity to experience what it's like and gave me the confidence to start my own business and basically do it myself.
I would say some of my favorite moments in emphasis were the basketball tournament games. They're just such a different environment to high school basketball, especially in the tournament. You know, you're always playing for love of the game, but you love it a little bit more.
My experience in the sports emphasis program was something that was essential to me. We got to do in a live broadcast. We've done it all. We did football, basketball, baseball, and from anything from commentary to behind the scenes to just running the scoreboard. We just did it all. Any kind of value in production you could possibly have, we did it, and that was just so essential to where I'm at now.
If you've ever dreamed of a career in the sports production industry, your dream could come true. The Ohio Media School is enrolling their next sports emphasis class soon. You'll learn about all the different aspects of what goes into the broadcast that you watch or listen to. Go from behind the scenes to the front of the camera. You'll also get hands-on opportunities to practice your skills through the Score On Air network. Call the Ohio Media School at 614-655-5250 or visit beonair.com/Columbus.
And we're back at the 2023 CBJ Cup Semi-Finals presented by the Ohio Media School and Score On Air. I'm Zach Rio, and now joining me for the remainder of the broadcast is my co-host, Grant Moudre. Grant, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty well. Just catching the second period. Just taking a breather in the first, but excited to be here in the second.
Okay, well, based on what you did see in the first period, what do you expect to see in the second period?
We'll see. We already got a hat trick already, which is exciting after the first period. But I expect to see some more goals from both sides.
Okay, well, strap in. We're already going here. Berlin takes the puck just kind of leisurely in, and it goes out of play. So just a reminder, there was a hat trick scored in the first period by Miles Edson, sophomore. He came out with a lot of tenacity, and the coaches are really high on him. Brennan takes the faceoff. It is won by Coffman. Coffman dumps it out, kept in the zone by Berlin, and fought up against the boards. Man, Berlin just keeping the pressure on and keeping the puck, skating behind the Coffman net, paces it back around, centers it, and it's knocked out to Rogers. Rogers picks it up, plays it out to Berlin and picked up by number 44. That's McDaniels. Plays it back to Rogers. Rogers dumps it forward, and Brennan takes chase to the corner, where Ashell plays it back up along the boards.
Berlin is playing really solid right now, especially defensively, not letting Coffman get in their zone at all. Defense is playing outstanding so far. Eggson is having the game of his life right now with a hat trick.
Yeah, maybe not the game of his life. Maybe it's the game of his life so far.
So far.
I'm sure this young man scored hat tricks before. They're holding onto the puck. It's going to McDaniels. McDaniels shoots it in, and it's held by Alec O'Connell, the goalie for the Shamrocks.
Solid save by O'Connell by the Rocks.
13 minutes and 53 seconds left in the second period. 6-0 Olentangy Berlin. Just a reminder that you can watch the finals tomorrow. Coverage starts at 4:20 between Olentangy Liberty and the winner of this game on Yamo Media. Coffman skates the puck in. He's skates past two defenders and gets a nice first shot on goal, but it's saved by Kai Nelson. That was a great individual effort there by Joe Shevitz, one of the offensive leaders of this Shamrock squad.
I agree. Takes it in the zone and gets a shot on goal. It's a good opportunity, you know. You want to get those if you're Coffman. Great save by Nelson, though.
Magyar and Ashell back there in defense for Coffman as the faceoff goes into the corner. Played on goal. Easy glove save by Nelson. He holds it and the whistle blows.
Great play by Coffman. Went in the zone there. Getting some shots on goal, which they really haven't generated in the first period. Just so far, it's a good shift, you know, starting off the period, you know. Winning some faceoffs, keeping it on their side.
Yeah, in the first period, they actually started out with a lot of shots on goal, and they kind of went away as the period went on. So they definitely want to get back to peppering goals, and it all starts with one. They get one goal, the goals can start sneaking in, and they're definitely going to want to get some goals going now rather than later. Puck over the net, tried to keep in by Ashell, and it ends up being picked up by Magyar back at his own zone. He dumps it out, and Berlin picks up possession. Possession is held by Coffman. Magyar passes it over. It's going to be picked up by Captain Beatty, who cannot hold on to the puck. Turnover. Michaels picks it up for Berlin, plays it back, and it's kept in the zone by number 19, Charlie Lehigh.
It's great puck movement by Berlin right now.
Coffman holding on to it, tries to play it out. It's kept in by Berlin. Michaels, number 70 on Berlin, holds on to it, dumps it in, chases his own puck, picks up his own puck, which has been a theme here for this Coffman defense. They've been letting way too many free pucks go only one way as Berlin continues to outskate them right now. But the puck is picked up by Shevitz. He brings it into the zone. He's trailed by Beatty. Nice move by Shevitz. Nelson comes out and, risking life and limb, puts the cover on the puck to keep his shutout.
It was a great play by Beatty there. He dangles the defender, gets the net, and what a save by Rogers. Nelson. Very solid in net right now. He plays a similar style to USC Saros from the Predators, a smaller goalie, but he's solid in net so far.
So, yeah, okay. Brennan plays the puck up. He is the leader and captain of this team. Back to Brennan. Skates it in all of his own. Takes a shot. It's blocked off by the Coffman. Two Coffman guys run into each other. And the discombobulation of the Coffman defense continues as Berlin picks it up. Edgen has the puck. Centers it. Nobody home. Picked up by number 44, McDaniels. Parker McDaniels.
It's a great shift by Berlin.
Sophomore defenseman.
Great shift by Berlin. Moving the puck around, getting some shots on goal. It's what you like to do in these playoffs. Be cool, calm, pass the puck around the zone.
Carter Hebert out there. He has a younger brother on this team. We'll get to his name when we can. Puck is brought in by was played out. Rogers puts a nice little hit on Aiden Magyar, knocks him to the ice. Magyar gets up, still fights for it, and the puck just kind of drifts through the Coffman zone. Coffman picks it up and trying to get it out. It's kept in by Edgen, who centers it, nobody home. Nice open ice hit there. Number 7 there. Oh, but goal, Berlin. Able to get through. We got a little something going on here. A little scrum here between number 7. Between number 7 and
they are there.
Edgerton.
Wow.
So Edgerton, the little guy, taking a brunt of a beating here from number 7. Number 7's lost his cool. That's Patterson.
Wow, he just like charged up to him. He got mad. Wow, I've never seen anything like that in high school.
I'm not 100% sure what happened there, but Patterson's got his helmet off and he's getting escorted to the bench by the, it looks like they kicked him out of the game. Number 7, Patterson, a Dublin Coffman, has been removed from the game after it looks like a little bit of an attack on Miles Edgerton.
Yeah, it looks like an attack. That was unnecessary roughness. Why are you just like beating up on an innocent player that doesn't want to fight?
Chris Brennan, both the captains, Chris Brennan and Beatty, trying to get the official consensus from the referees here on what's going to happen. But some of that frustration. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me, we just had some technical difficulties there. We're still trying to sort out what exactly they're going to do. They did kick number 7 out of the game. I'm wondering what else they're looking at here.
I think it's going to be a 5-minute major. Looks like
well, it's definitely
Coffman,
a 5-minute major. If
yeah.
they kick them out of the game, it's a game misconduct.
They just had a player that's going to serve the 5 minutes right now. So Olentangy Berlin is going to be on the power play for at least 5 minutes.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, that's the last thing Dublin Coffman needs is 5 minutes down a man when they're already down to 6 goals. 11 minutes and 3 seconds here left here in the second. Oh, it was only a 2-minute penalty. But 11 minutes and 3 seconds here left in the second period. This is the 2003 CBJ Cup Semi-Finals presented by the Ohio Media School and Score on Air. Just a reminder, the winner of this game will play Olentangy Liberty tomorrow at Yamo Media. Coverage starts at 4:20. At 4 o'clock and 20 minutes in the afternoon, and we will be joined by Bob McGilligot of the Columbus Blue Jackets for a nice special announcing presentation for you guys.
Totally. Number 5, Edson. He's a very smart player, a good playmaker. He's a good center / wing. Can play anything. Can he get 4 or 5 goals this game, you think?
I think definitely. If you can get 3 goals in one period, you can get 3 goals in every other period.
Heck yeah. So it looks like we got a 5-minute major going out.
Okay, so they did give a 5-minute major. It looks like actually, well, before we comment any further on this, we'll wait till they sort out. There's at least a 2-minute penalty on Berlin, and we may have a concurrent 5-minute penalties here for Coffman, which would really take them out of the game. So just hold tight, folks. We're still trying to sort this out. The refs are obviously still trying to sort this out. And okay, so yeah, so we're watching the replay now. There was the number 7 Patterson was the one who laid a big hit on Edgerton. It was a clean open ice hit, and then he got up and they started to have words, and I'm not sure exactly what was said, but Patterson took a slash, a dangerous slash, and he deserves to be out of this game, and I'm sure there'll be some further punishment coming from his team. That's incredible to see. Yeah. Play resumes here, 7-0 now. Olentangy Liberty, and it is just one 5-minute penalty.
It looks like to be a 4-on-3 right now.
Bodies are still flying around. And the refs really need to get something control of this. These kids are upset. And it looks like now, Alec O'Connell, the goalie, is having some sort of issue.
Did he get hit in the face by his mask?
It looks like,
ooh,
yeah.
Is he bleeding? Ooh.
Well, yeah. Well, we'll find out if he took a knock on the jaw or if he took a puck.
An unlimited connection to others. And a platform for you. Social media is where you can thrive. If you have a passion for media, either on camera or behind the scenes, Ohio Media School can change your life in just 8 short months. Learn from the pros and get the skills you need. Start creating engaging social media content about what you want. You can get paid to create. It starts by visiting beonair.com. Call Ohio Media School Columbus at 614-723-9675.
And we are back at Zach Rio here with my co-host Grant Mudre at the 2003 CBJ Cup Semi-Finals. Olentangy Berlin versus Dublin Coffman. This game has gotten really chippy lately, and we just had the goalie of Dublin Coffman, O'Connell, go off with an injury. We're waiting for a replay on that to see if he took a shot to the head or if he took a puck. We're not sure.
Yeah, it's really interesting because on paper it only looks like Coffman only has one goalie. So what are they going to do if he's out? The question is, are they going to keep on playing or are they going to call game?
That is a good question. I guess maybe I would assume every team would have two goalies, but
I guess Coffman's shorthanded. It's unfortunate.
Well, Berlin did win last year's 2002 edition of this cup, and they've been stringing together good seasons ever since they've started playing hockey about 8 years ago. So for them to take this next step at a time where Liberty is trying to assert themselves as the dominant force in the CHC division, we could be in for a really heck of a finals matchup here and a budding, mean, nasty rivalry. What do you think of that, Grant?
Liberty versus Berlin is going to be a physical game. You're going to see a lot of hits. I think it's going to come down to the discipline side of the game, like what team is going to be more disciplined, because penalties are going to play a huge part in tomorrow's game. But it's interesting to see. But right now, they don't have a goalie in. It looks like they have an extra man. So, wow.
Is Coffman going to play the rest of the game with an extra man? And okay. Are they going to play with an extra man? Is that the way we're going to finish the rest of this game off right now? They had a game misconduct, lost a player, and now no goalie. So this game is really going to get out of hand here. Wow. I've never seen anything. I mean, I've seen this happen at the NHL level, but not because they don't have a guy to play goalie. And I guess it's not like you can just bring in somebody off the street, since you have to find a kid who's enrolled in the high school.
Exactly. This is interesting.
So,
it's going to be...
I wonder if they have any alumni in the stands that'll take take an opportunity. Shot on goal and save or block. I'm not sure what to call it by Coffman. Another great effort, a save and a block by Coffman. He looks like he took that one to the stones there. So he's feeling it. Number 11 out there is feeling it right now. But hey, you got to put your body on the line when you're playing hockey. This is entertaining. Coffman's have to play their best hockey they've ever played, and it's not looking good.
So it looks like Coffman, they're keeping a defenseman back there to protect, to try to play goalie, I guess.
Yeah,
that's their strategy.
The old sweeper keeper.
Exactly.
They do this in soccer, but it's a little different in hockey. This is interesting. So it looks like, we never speculate, but Berlin definitely is in control of this game. They try to throw it on ice. I'm not sure if the Berlin coaches have told them to kind of take a step back, or if they're not sure what Dublin plans to do, but they're going to fight valiantly. Berlin brings it up the ice, played into the center. Brennan off the side of the net, picked back up by Berlin, and Beatty picks it up behind his own net, attempts to take it out, and just decides to dump it to the other half of the ice. The Kai Nelson avoids icing, stops the puck, picked up by McDaniels, number 44. He brings it out, and he skates up along the right side here. It's picked up center of the ice here by Magyar and dumped into the Berlin zone. Nelson keeps it away for icing again, plays it out, and it's dumped in.
Yeah, very interesting formation by Coffman, just keeping a guy out there. But I've never really seen hockey without
nice
a
block
goaltender.
Again, number 11, putting his body on the line out there. That's two huge blocks by Rubčić. And a goal, the inevitable goal by Olentangy Berlin, takes it to 8-0. And I've never seen anything quite like this. I've certainly never called anything quite like this.
Yeah, Berlin just scored. They just changed their goalies, missed NIST is going into the game, so it looks like they got a goalie change right there, keeping their backup goalie fresh for the Cup tomorrow, just in case.
Yeah, that's Everett NIST, number 50. He's a freshman.
Wow.
No, excuse me. Yeah, he is. Actually, both goalies are freshmen. So, Tanji Berlin has a great future at goalie, it looks like. Face-off is going to be competed. Beatty's really, really frustrated out there. I mean, as a senior, you can understand his frustration and not even have a goalie back there to help things out. Yeah, sorry for some of my silence. It's just an interesting thing to commentate when the game changes so much.
Especially without a goalie, yeah.
Shell picks up the puck, dumps it back down, and they wave off icing. Bear picks it up, plays it to the center, and Berlin will take the nice slow route and try to work it back up the ice. Beatty picks up the puck behind his own net. It's stolen from him, but Magyar's there to hold on to it. Beatty picks it up again and behind his own net, being pressured by number 15, Eric Fletcher. And it's brought up by Beatty. Beatty on the right side, trying to fight through two guys, gets through the two guys. Puck is knocked out by McDaniels on defense for Berlin. Plays it up to number 15, Eric Fletcher, who just taps it into the ice and goes in for a change.
I'm loving Beatty's energy, still playing with heart in this game, trying his best. I love that energy.
Yep, that's what you expect from your senior captain. I'm sure he doesn't want to go out like this. Looks like the physicality is obviously kind of done. I'm sure the refs told everybody to get along. Let's get out of here with any more injuries. Still waiting on what happened to goalie Alec McConnell. If we get that information, we'll pass that on to you as quick as we can. We're coming up on 6 minutes here left in the second period. It's 8-0 Olentangy Berlin over Dublin Coffman. 9-0 Olentangy Berlin over Dublin Coffman. Oh, I believe, never mind, that goal was waved off. So to combat this issue that Coffman's had with only having one healthy goalie, both teams have agreed to do a running clock for the remainder of the game to complete this CBJ Cup Semi-Finals. It's being presented by the Ohio Media School and Score on Air. I'm Zach Rio, and this is my co-host Grant Mudre. Mascari takes the face-off, and Coffman wins it. And it's just shifted into the Berlin area. NIST attempts to play the puck, misses the puck. Berlin still ends up with it, and Ryan Johnson takes it out of his own zone, dumps it into the Dublin zone, and Dublin picks it up by number 20, and it's skated up the ice, up the right side, takes it at the blue line, goes around two guys, still has it, number 20, still having it, still has it, lost it to Richie Michaels. Picks up the puck in the center, looks for a shot, ends up having to go off back to his own zone. The frustration shown by a stick slap from Michelle and Aiden Magyar, the captain out there. No, number 9, number 8, skating through everybody.
Ishel
skating through everybody, gets it to number 9, Magyar, places it over to number 20, Joe Shevitz, who plays it back to a Shell, who plays it back into the Berlin zone.
If you're Berlin in this situation, are you going to play some of your younger guys that don't get enough experience and get them some valuable playing time right now?
I believe that's probably what he's doing. I think having that was kind of the reason they brought in NIST. There's Fletcher. Looks like they have. No, it looks like actually they have been running pretty much with what they got. Richie Michaels is a freshman as well. Cade Mascari, another freshman. Yeah, Cade Mascari and Richie Michaels, both freshmen. So and they have been a integral part of the entire game. So I think Berlin is one of those teams where they have young guys, but they're playing who they're gonna play. They're playing who they're going to play. It looks like we have a goal here by number 23, Ryan Johnson. And the massacre continues. (10-0) now, Olentangy Berlin over a goalieless Dublin Coffman. We have 2 minutes and 45 seconds here left in the second period here on Score on Air. McMichaels holds the puck in his own zone, plays it over to Mascari. And we've just been given report that after this period, the game will be called for the safety and sportsmanship of the players and the game. We do thank you for tuning in to these CBJ Cup Semi-Finals presented by the Ohio Media School and Score on Air. I'm Zachary, and this is my co-host, Graham Mudre. Just a reminder, tomorrow you can watch the finals of the CBJ Cup. Coverage starts at 4:20 p.m. on Yamo Media. Well, what do we think? What do we think of the Berlin Liberty matchup here in the finals?
You know, it's going to be a very interesting matchup because both of these teams played for sure. I can't remember the top of my head. I think Liberty won, but it's going to be interesting to see the special teams. I think that's going to be the deciding factor. And it looks like we got a hurt player on the ice there, which is unfortunate.
Oh, and that's what you don't want to see is in a running clock. Where there's really nothing here to play for. You want to see a young kid who's a freshman, Mascari. He's down, holding his face and not looking like he can get up on his own strength right now. So we hope he's okay. His gloves are off, his head is down. One of the Cade Mascari, who earlier had that great solo effort on a goal where he dumped the puck, beat his man, and was able to throw a backhand to Edson for a goal. So definitely as part of their integral youth depth that they want to see flourish in the future. He's up to his knees now. We haven't seen an athletic trainer out there yet.
I think one's getting on the ice right now to make sure he's okay.
A little delayed there, but I guess they must have thought he was fine. So Mascari will make his way back. There's coming up on 30 seconds left in the second period running clock. 10-0 looks like it'll be the final score for Olentangy Berlin. And Coffman will no doubt be feeling very, very, very negatively about this experience here after a big upset in the first round, 6-5 in OT over at Burlington. My producer, Adam Della, has another message.
All right, so we just got word. I talked to Jeremy Rogers, who is the head of everything basically here at the Chiller Ice Rinks. There is a 10-goal mercy rule after the second period either way. We're getting word that they were going to end the game after the second period anyway. But this will actually conclude the game. The scoreboard says 10-0 in favor of Berlin. So this game is now ending with the final score of 10-0.
We'll see if these boys can get along for their post-game handshake. And but that was a nice move there by Captain Aiden Maggard to give the game puck to Edson, who scored a hat trick. That was a really classy move there by the senior captain to give the game puck to sophomore Miles Edson for his hat trick in today's game.
Just one thing to point out to everybody: obviously this is a big loss, and I know Coffman's going to be sad about this. But this is not the tournament. This is not the official OHSAA tournament. This is the CBJ Cup. This is the primer for tournament play. You take your lumps, you move on. Next week's a whole new season, so it's the second season, and you got to get ready for that. Berlin will move on to take on Olentangy Liberty in the finals tomorrow, and that should be a great game.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, no doubt they're going to be looking for to be repeat champions. But what's going to be better to be repeat champions than beating the number one team in Central Ohio and your next door neighbors right now?
Number 2 in the state as well, according to my hockey rankings. They are. We've seen Liberty play over the last few years. I've seen Liberty take on some of the good teams in the area. This year, there's something different about Liberty. They play as a great unit. It's not one player who's leading everything. They are a great team, and they've lost one game all year, and that was the St. Edward, which is one of the best programs in the state. So go ahead.
But hey, we can dump as much praise on Liberty as we want. It's one game at a time, and Berlin is waiting on their doorstep. Yep. Berlin's shown that they can compete with the best in Central Ohio, and I'm sure they're going to become and completely ready to put in the work. I'm excited already to see how this Kai Nelson comes out in his first big final. He's a freshman, and he looked very comfortable in goal today. And Liberty, you know, what I did notice, they came in dressed in suits, nice shirts. They came in dressed to do work. This was a business trip, and so far they've taken care of business. No goals given up, 2 straight shutouts, and their coach must be ecstatic.
For Liberty, right?
Yes.
Yep, Coach Kevin Alexander, fantastic coach of the program. They're really rocking, and it should be a great thing tomorrow. So just, again, another programming note, the game tomorrow is going to be broadcasted on Yamo Media Columbus on YouTube. You can also find it on yamomedia.com. We are being joined by the man himself, Mr. Bobby Mack, the voice of the Columbus Blue Jackets, to call the CBJ Cup Final with us. We're very excited to have him on board. And then throughout the district tournament, make sure you follow the Score on Air Network Twitter page as well as Yamo Media. We're still working out the details of the schedule. It looks like unless something changes, Yamo Media will be broadcasting at the minimum the district finals and potentially the district semifinals as well. So just keep an eye out on our pages for more information. As it becomes available, we will let you know. As for this broadcast, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. Any final thoughts, Zach?
Berlin came out the same way Liberty did, and they came here to do business, and they took care of business. They kept their cool. They didn't play down to their opponent, and they took care of things. I'm excited for the final tomorrow, and I'm definitely looking forward to the state tournament in March. Ohio high school hockey is on the rise, and it needs more support than ever, and we appreciate all the fans.
Yep, and every year, so Columbus has never had a state champion. We always get to the state tournament, and last year UA went to overtime against Toledo St. Francis de Sales, who they've actually beaten this year in the regular season. Tournament time's a whole different game. Coach Baird will have the Golden Bears. You know, I fully believe they overlooked Coffman in the first round. They kind of looked past them, looking forward to this game, and you can't do that in hockey. You can't do that in the tournament. Again, this is the CBJ Cup. It's the warm-up for the OHSAA tournament. Seeing UA and Berlin and Liberty, St. Charles, and then watch those other teams who could potentially come up, and just like we saw the other night, Coffman could bite you if you don't, narrow down. But it's tournament time. I think this is the year, especially with the way Liberty's been playing, that we could see a team at least get to the state finals, potentially win it. They're very good. Berlin's very good. UA, if they play to the best of their ability, they can play with anybody. This Central Ohio hockey has gotten so good over the last few years, and it's been a privilege to cover it through Score on Air. And now with Yamo Media, we'll be doing some fantastic things. So again, follow Yamo Media and Score on Air on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. You'll be able to see all the broadcasts that we have coming up. And just, again, tomorrow's broadcast will be sponsored by 614 Hockey. That we do in the Player of the Game, Columbus Roofing Company, the Warehouse Gym, Remington Davis and Associates, as well as the Ohio Media School. And we will have Bob McElligott and Ryan Dietrich will be on the call for that game tomorrow. Coverage will begin at 4:20 tomorrow on Yamo Media Columbus YouTube or yamomedia.com.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. I just want to give a quick shout out once again to our 2 hat trick scorers today. Jack Hamilton of Olentangy Liberty and Miles Edgson of Olentangy Berlin. Congratulations, boys. Keep up the good work, and maybe we'll see another hat trick here in the finals. For that concludes our coverage. I'm Zach Rio. This is Adam Dell and my co-host Graham Mudre. Thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow.